most of the layoffs at Sterling Heights Assembly are seasonal workers, but more could be on the way across the automaker's footprint.
Stellantis just made a shocking announcement. Ram trucks will not be produced anymore. This company is going through a perfect storm of difficulties as the automotive industry undergoes a significant and intense transformation. This isn't just a casual change, it's a seismic shift, and the stakes are so incredibly high that bankruptcy seems inevitable at this point. So what's exactly happening? And how did we get here? One of the major hurdles is the disconnect between Ram and their customers. Just look at what they did with their last model, looking at the fact that more and more consumers are focusing on fuel efficiency, spurred on by rising gas prices and an increasing awareness of environmental issues. Ram decided to do something about it because this growing demand for better fuel economy presents a direct challenge to Ram's long-established image, one that has historically been built around robust, powerful engines like the Hemi V8, engines that are often notorious for guzzling gas. But here is where things get bad. You see, Ram has made strides by introducing the new Hurricane engine, which promises better power and efficiency. But this transition hasn't been as smooth as hoped. Many of Ram's loyal customers still associate the brand with the iconic sound and performance of the V8. You can see this hesitation playing out in the market, especially through the significant discounts offered on Ram 1500s equipped with the Hurricane engine. It seems clear that dealers are having a tough time moving these vehicles off their lots. But this issue goes deeper than just engine changes. Let's break it down. Pricing strategies and affordability. Ram Trucks is currently caught in a challenging dilemma regarding its pricing strategies, and it's crucial for the brand to find a delicate balance. The need to maintain healthy profit margins while staying competitive in a market that's sensitive to pricing is no easy task. Insights from various sources shed light on how Ram's approach, especially the reliance on significant discounts following high initial sticker prices, is indicative of the ongoing challenges the brand is facing. Just look at the 2025 Ram 1500s equipped with the Hurricane engine. This truck started with a hefty price tag of $59,000, but then it was offered at a staggering discount of $6,551, dropping the price down to $43,124. This gap is eye-opening and suggests that Ram may be adopting a strategy where they set high prices initially to create an impression of premium quality and exclusivity. However, they follow that up with discounts to draw in price-conscious buyers who might hesitate at paying the original price point. This strategy, however, isn't without its risks and complications. First off, there's the issue of brand perception. If consumers see Ram consistently offering large discounts, they might start to feel that the brand was overpriced from the get-go. Such a perception can damage the brand's image of quality and value. After all, if customers begin to doubt the justification for those high initial prices, they might be less willing to pay a premium or even a discounted price for a product that they view as frequently discounted. See, when a brand becomes recognized for its frequent and substantial discounts, it can seriously impact the resale value of its vehicles. Think about it. If consumers associate Ram with deep discounts, they might perceive the brand's products as less valuable in the used car market. This view can lead to lower resale prices, which can in turn affect future sales and erode customer loyalty. It's a tricky domino effect that Ram needs to navigate carefully. Another critical aspect is the squeeze on profit margins. While offering discounts can be a clever way to boost inventory turnover, it's not without its downsides. In today's automotive landscape, where production costs are rising and supply chain disruptions are a reality, the pressure on profits is already significant. Ram must weigh whether the increase in sales volume from discounts outweighs the reduced profit margin they're experiencing per vehicle sold. It's a tough calculation, and getting it wrong could have repercussions for the brand. See, these high initial prices might be playing a role in Ram's struggle to protect its market share, especially as competitors roll out more attractively priced alternatives. This phenomenon is particularly apparent in the mid-sized truck market. With no competitively priced Ram option to counter the competition, rivals like the Toyota Tacoma and Ford Maverick are scooping up a sizable chunk of that market. It's a situation that Ram can't afford to ignore. In today's truck market, affordability and value for money have never been more critical, and the popularity of the Toyota Tacoma serves as a powerful case study. Selling around 250,000 units each year, it hits the sweet spot of reliability, capability, and a price point that appeals to a wide array of buyers. Ram's apparent difficulty in offering a similarly competitive product at an attractive price highlights a potential blind spot in its product strategy, especially as the mid-sized truck segment continues to grow at a rapid pace. But that's not all. Ram's pricing issues are further complicated by the necessity to invest heavily in new technologies like electric vehicles. At the same time, they're under pressure to keep the prices of their traditional combustion engine models competitive. Developing and producing EVs is no walk in the park. It incurs significant costs. Ram now faces the challenge of balancing these advancements with the imperative to stay profitable across its core market segments. Which brings us to the next topic. The electric frontier. Stellantis is diving headfirst into the world of electric trucks, especially with models like the Ram 1500 REV and the range-extended Ram Charger. This is a big leap in the ever-evolving electric vehicle market, but it doesn't come without its challenges. In fact, several major hurdles could seriously impact their ability to gain traction and capture market share. To begin with, we need to look at the trend of over-promising and under-delivering that seems to be plaguing Stellantis' electric truck initiatives. When the all-electric Ram 1500 concept was first unveiled, it generated a ton of excitement. With impressive features like a midgate, 6-passenger seating, and a front pass-through, it sounded like a game changer. However, the final production version failed to deliver on many of these promises, leaving a lot of potential buyers feeling let down. This disconnect between what was promised and what is actually being delivered could damage consumer trust, making it increasingly hard for the brand to find a foothold in the competitive EV truck market. The situation is compounded by production delays and a significant lack of information regarding the Ram 1500 REV's production schedule and specifications. Despite earlier claims indicating a release date set for late 2024, information regarding production models, prototypes, and pricing has been scarce. This lack of transparency only adds to skepticism, leaving both consumers and automotive industry analysts questioning how serious Stellantis is about its electric truck ambitions, and quality control is another pressing concern. Past reliability issues with some Stellantis vehicles, like the Jeep Wrangler, can seriously hurt brand reputation and consumer confidence. Going forward, it's essential for Stellantis to prioritize quality assurance, invest in thorough testing procedures, and show a dedication to delivering reliable, durable vehicles across its brands. And you know, range anxiety? Another major hurdle in the world of electric vehicles, especially for trucks, and it's not just about how far you can go on a single charge. Although the Ram Charger boasts an impressive claimed range of 690 miles, its effectiveness as a long-distance towing solution is still in question. In addition, the sources point out possible technical challenges related to making smaller engines produce enough electricity for heavy loads and uphill towing. These uncertainties make it hard for many to trust that the Ram Charger will deliver when needed. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a glimmer of hope amidst all this uncertainty: the upcoming Ram 1500 RHO. This model is being positioned as a more affordable alternative to the high-performance Ram 1500 TRX, and it aims to attract a broader range of customers looking for off-road capabilities without the steep price tag. When it comes to competitive pricing and performance, the RHO appears to have an upper hand. It's being touted as a potential price undercutting competitor to the Ford F-150 Raptor, all while still providing robust off-road features and an impressive horsepower rating of 540 horsepower. This mixture of capability and affordability might just hit the sweet spot in a marketplace that has increasingly become value conscious. The RHO builds on the solid foundation of the Ram 1500 TRX's success by delivering similar aesthetics and off-road performance for a more accessible price. By strategically tapping into the TRX's popular reputation as a capable and desirable off-road truck, Ram could expand its reach to a wider segment of buyers who may have previously felt priced out. While the sources express cautious optimism about the RHO's prospects, they stress that its success will depend on various factors like its performance, pricing strategies, and marketing efforts. If it can successfully resonate with off-road enthusiasts and truck buyers looking for a mix of capability and value, it seems to have substantial potential to thrive. But will it actually work in the real world? Now, this might seem complicated at first glance, so watch carefully as we zoom out and look at Stellantis' larger gamble. The company is currently at a significant crossroads. Choosing to move away from traditional gas-powered trucks is a bold move that could be necessary for survival in the long term, but it has also created a wave of uncertainty and anxiety among workers, dealerships, and the Ram brand itself. Stellantis is recognizing the growing demand for electric and alternative fuel vehicles, largely largely driven by environmental concerns, stricter regulations, and advancements in technology. But there is a big issue that Stellantis seems to be struggling with: the price war. The automotive industry is currently in the middle of a fierce price war, and it's all thanks to Tesla's bold pricing maneuvers. Tesla decided to slash prices on its vehicles throughout 2023 in an attempt to boost sales during a downturn. This move was especially focused on key markets like Europe and China, where demand was lagging. As a prime example, Tesla lowered the price of its Model Y in Europe shortly after it made similar reductions in China, which is currently the leading electric vehicle market worldwide. The reasoning behind these cuts was to keep Tesla ahead of the game, but there was a price to pay, notably a staggering dip in profit margins. Now, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares hasn't held back when it comes to discussing the potential dangers of such aggressive price cuts. He's raised strong concerns, warning that if car manufacturers start slashing prices recklessly, ignoring their production costs, we could be heading toward a serious crisis, a bloodbath, as he puts it. Tavares strongly believes that this race to the bottom doesn't just threaten individual companies, it could undermine the entire automotive industry, and the pressures of this price war are having real financial consequences. In the first half of 2024, Stellantis reported a shocking 48% drop in net profits compared to the same period last year. This decline isn't merely a coincidence. It can be linked to climbing costs, stuffed inventories, and a disconnect between the high prices of new models and the consumer demand for more affordable vehicles. The surplus of unsold cars has resulted in extended supply days for many vehicles, meaning that they're sitting on lots gathering dust longer than ever before. But what about the Ram brand specifically? Unfortunately, Ram isn't exempt from the pressure created by this situation. Historically recognized as a more budget-friendly choice among full-size trucks, Ram has had to raise its prices significantly in an attempt to keep pace with the market. Sadly, these price increases haven't resulted in better sales figures. In fact, consumers seem to be shifting toward more competitively priced alternatives from rival manufacturers. This trend is worrying, with reports indicating that several Ram models are struggling to sell, earning infamous titles as some of the worst performing vehicles in their respective segments. This only adds to the financial strains on Stellantis. The competitive landscape is evolving rapidly as other automakers react to Tesla's bold pricing strategies. While some companies are jumping on the bandwagon and slashing their prices to stay in the game, Stellantis is taking a different route. Tavares believes that holding on to pricing integrity is vital for the long haul, even if it means sacrificing some short-term sales. However, this strategy comes with risks. Stellantis might lose market share as consumers increasingly hunt for lower-priced options. To put it all together, Tesla's aggressive pricing campaign has thrust Stellantis and Ram into a tough spot, with profits declining, operational costs rising, and consumer preferences changing. The impact on both brands has been significant and concerning. In light of these challenges, Stellantis is making some tough decisions to cut back on expenses. One key move has been to offer buyouts to white-collar employees in the United States. But we need to talk about this in detail, so let's... The human cost. A strong wave of anxiety and uncertainty has washed over Stellantis workers, especially those directly involved in the production of Ram trucks. This upheaval is tied to the company's struggles with rapid market shifts and strategic uncertainties that leave everyone feeling uneasy. The stories these sources share bring us face to face with the human side of this corporate crisis, revealing personal experiences of workers whose lives have been dramatically disrupted due to plant closures, unexpected layoffs, and sudden job reassignments. Let's zoom in on the Warren Truck Assembly plant in Michigan, a telling example that encapsulates the turmoil facing not just individual employees, but the entire community. This plant, which used to represent the heart and soul of American automotive manufacturing, is now in a precarious situation where up to 2,450 workers could face layoffs. This alarming decision is directly linked to the halt in production of the beloved Ram 1500 pickup truck. Understandably, this news has sent tremors through the workforce, with over 60% of the employees represented by the union bracing for an uncertain future. We're now getting a glimpse into the personal stories of disruption and fear that permeate the plant. Take Lori Naylor, a dedicated worker in the chassis department at the Warren Truck plant. She voices her deep concern and dissatisfaction with the precarious situation unfolding around her. Naylor is particularly anxious about how she will provide for her family if layoffs become a reality, feelings echoed by many of her co-workers. Then there's the story of Pinson, who experienced a troublesome upheaval when he was abruptly reassigned to a warehouse job in Detroit. enjoy. This sudden shift not only disrupted his work-life balance, but also added financial strain due to unexpected commute costs. These candid accounts make it painfully clear how the uncertainties surrounding Stellantis' future are impacting workers and their families in very tangible ways. Now, through these daunting challenges, the United Auto Workers has stepped up to become a vocal advocate for workers' rights and job security. The United Auto Workers is putting its foot down, challenging Stellantis' decisions regarding layoffs and how investments are allocated. Particularly, they are scrutinizing the tension between the company's push towards electric vehicle production and the job losses that emerge from shutting down traditional truck manufacturing. This conflict is stirring up significant concern among the workforce. In the forefront of this union battle is Shawn Fain, the United Auto Workers president. He has emerged as a strong critic of Stellantis, especially condemning the plan to cut jobs at the Warren Truck Assembly plant while the company is simultaneously investing a whopping $406 million into EV production. Fain's message resounds clearly. Stellantis needs to prioritize the well-being of its workforce just as much as its financial goals. The sources emphasize that Fain is demanding real commitments to job security, which means the United Auto Workers is asking for tangible assurances, things that matter to the workers rather than superficial, short-term financial investments. But the implications of this crisis aren't just confined to the factory walls, they extend into the broader community. The United Auto Workers recognizes that the challenges facing Stellantis workers create ripple effects that affect entire towns and cities relying on stable manufacturing jobs for economic stability. Local leaders like Michael Spencer, president of United Auto Workers Local 1700, describe the layoffs as a shockwave that will echo throughout local economies. This could lead to increased unemployment rates and reduce families' buying power, affecting lives beyond the factories. And while it's clear that the union is taking proactive steps to represent the interests of its members, there are signs of unease among some union members about whether the organization is effectively addressing their needs during this critical time. Some question the ability of the union strategies to secure the tangible results that are desperately needed in such a precarious environment. It raises an intriguing question. Can the United Auto Workers unite its members and launch actions that produce real change at a time when they need it most? For Stellantis, this step is all about the urgent need to trim the fat and streamline operations as the company grapples with declining profitability. Tavares has made it clear that these cost-cutting strategies are critical for staying competitive in today's market and for ensuring the company's future. But Stellantis is not just abandoning its factory workers. No, there is another frontier they are fighting against. Let me explain. Dealerships versus Stellantis. The turmoil swirling around Ram trucks goes far beyond just what's happening in the boardroom or on the factory floor. This turbulence is sending shockwaves that are directly affecting the livelihoods and well-being of Ram dealerships all across the country. If you look closely, it becomes clear that these dealerships are grappling with a range of anxieties and challenges that are increasingly difficult to handle. Let's talk about the inventory situation. Dealers are caught in what can only be described as an inventory logjam. They're overwhelmed by an abundance of unsold vehicles, and this surplus isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's translating into serious financial stress. Picture this. Dealerships are burdened with floor plan costs, which is basically the interest that stacks up on all this unsold inventory. It's like being trapped in quicksand. With each day that passes, a new Ram truck sits unsold on the lot, and that represents a financial loss that chips away at profit margins. This predicament puts the long-term sustainability of these businesses at risk, and that's a tough pill to swallow. So what's their solution? To address the overwhelming inventory issue, Ram dealerships are increasingly relying on offering substantial discounts. Sure, these price cuts can attract buyers who are looking for a good deal, but this approach is a double-edged sword. As we've seen in discussions about pricing strategies, constant discounting can really tarnish a brand's image and reduce its perceived value. Thus, dealerships find themselves in a tricky spot. They need to provide appealing prices to move cars off the lot while also trying to maintain the brand's reputation and value. It's like walking a tightrope, a challenging act indeed. Then there's the issue of customer trust, which is at a crossroads right now. With all the uncertainty regarding Ram's future product direction, mixed messages about whether they're committed to traditional trucks or dipping their toes into electric alternatives, it's understandable that customers might feel confused and even mistrustful. Dealerships are often the ones on the front lines trying to manage these expectations. They have to be prepared to address customer concerns, answer tough questions, and provide reassurance during this significant transition period. It's reasonable to assume that conversations situations like these are becoming increasingly common, but they also get trickier with each interaction, placing a heavy burden on dealership staff. What's more, many Ram dealerships are expressing a sense of abandonment and frustration as they navigate these challenging waters. There's a palpable desire for stronger communication and support from Stellantis, the parent company of Ram Trucks. The need for a tighter partnership is becoming clear. Dealerships are calling for a collaborative approach between manufacturers and dealerships so they can weather these storms together. This is not just about sales numbers, it's about fostering a community of support and understanding. But Stellantis seems like they want to go with the easy route, which is just ditching dealerships with all of the issues that come with them and adapting a sales approach that is selling directly to customers. Let's talk about this for a sec. No more middlemen. See, the company launched Stellantis and You, a digital marketplace aimed at improving online sales and services. This initiative reflects a significant shift towards integrating e-commerce capabilities into their retail operations, allowing customers to engage with the brand more directly and conveniently. By doing so, they can slowly phase out dealers. But beyond the financial implications, we have to consider the human toll of this ongoing uncertainty. Dealership owners, managers, and employees are facing immense stress and anxiety as they contend with the looming possibility of declining sales, shrinking profits, and even job losses. There are lots of layoffs at Stellantis manufacturing plants, but let's not forget that the impact of those decisions ripples far beyond the factory floor. If some dealerships have to downsize or close entirely, the devastating effects will touch the lives and families of those who depend on these businesses for their livelihoods. See, auto dealerships are more than just places to buy cars. They are essential players in the US economy, having a significant impact on jobs, tax revenue, and community involvement. As of 2015, a report from the National Automobile Dealers Association highlighted an impressive statistic. There are over 16,500 dealerships spread across the country. Together, they employ around 2.3 million individuals, both directly and indirectly. This figure represents a remarkable source of employment that not only helps millions of people provide for their families, but also contributes to the economic well-being of local communities. On average, each dealership employs around 67 people, showcasing how this sector can create jobs for individuals with varying skills and backgrounds. But it's not just about job creation. Auto dealerships are also heavyweights when it comes to contributing to tax revenues at federal, state, and local levels. NADA reports that these dealerships generate nearly $280 billion in taxes each year. This impressive amount supports critical public services and infrastructure projects that benefit everyone in the community. The taxes collected from dealerships include a mix of property taxes, sales taxes, and corporate income taxes. This clearly illustrates how these businesses act as vital economic engines within their regions. The better these dealerships do financially, the more they can give back to local economies, generating meaningful disposable income that flows into various sectors and benefits the community at large. So is the right thing to do? Well, that is a hard question. On one side, this will disrupt the lives of so many, and on the other, Stellantis is just trying to survive. So what's your thoughts on this? Let's know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.